Have you ever paused to ponder the current sad state of our southern border? The question, though seemingly simple, carries within it a multitude of complex, unfortunate realities. Our nation, America, is a vibrant tapestry woven with the threads of immigrants. Yet the patterns of the present speak not of the organized legal migration that has enriched our society, but rather of an unchecked invasion, spurred by external forces such as the United Nations and the World Economic Forum, who are not even contributing 1 cent to our economy, rather using our taxpayers' money. They are destroying and replacing us with the New World Order agenda, which in reality is a universal communism. Read the book of Revelation, the last chapter of the Bible. So what happens when the steady stream of illegal immigration becomes a torrent? When the orderly becomes the chaotic? Allow me to paint a picture of the cascading effects on various sectors of our society. Firstly, let's consider our economy. Illegal immigrants often work in low-wage jobs and without paying tax to the government, under conditions that most Americans would deem unacceptable. This drives wages down for everyone and makes it more difficult for legal residents to find employment. Corporations and business use this to expand their profit margin and not to give fair salary to legal immigrant and American citizens, which is a double sword in a way. Next, we turn our gaze to public services. The influx of illegal immigrants places a significant strain on our education, healthcare, and welfare systems, which should only be available to those with a true need, which are already stretched thin. These immigrants are misinformed by the activists who are organizing these invasions and have high expectations of our government. They demand to receive free housing, monthly allowance of thousands of dollars, free transportations, etc. Very few who understand after they arrived here and found out they were lied want to return home. So sad to see human beings are put in danger for agenda, they have no say in it. This means fewer resources are available for our deserving elderly and disabled citizens, veterans, tax-paying working class, and students. Moreover, the cultural fabric of our communities is also impacted. When significant numbers of people arrive from a different cultural background without a legal framework to integrate them into the society, it can lead to social tension and division. All you have to do is to look what is happening in Europe and even in New York, Chicago, and many other sanctuary cities who didn't see the impact deeply. This is also causing a problem to distrust election officials by the residents of their cities. It should always be Americans first before giving any resource to someone who is not supposed to be in the country to begin with. But the effects of this unchecked immigration aren't just confined to our borders. What happens if there are criminals or terrorists or mentally ill, or even came here with bad intentions sent by our enemies to attack us from within? Most of these illegal immigrants are military-age men from over 100 countries. This is unbelievably dangerous, and no country will allow this unless there is a very sinister agenda behind it. Also, the countries from which these immigrants are fleeing from are also left bereft. The exodus of their citizens leaves them with fewer hands to build their economies and societies, perpetuating a cycle of poverty, instability, and dependent on American aid forever. Most of these countries have the natural resources and the manpower to support themselves, but the insane idea of the very few elites in Davos, who are so rich and so disconnect with the average human being in this world, is affecting all of the world country by country. This is not a natural phenomenon, but rather the result of the push of Open Border Agenda 30 as stated earlier, a plan that seeks to dilute the American way of life and reduce us to the same conditions found in many third world countries. As a legal immigrant from Africa, I don't wish for America to be brought down to the level of a third world country, but rather for other countries to aspire and rise to the prosperity and self-sufficiency that America embodies. So what can we do to stem this tide? It's simple. We need to rally behind stricter immigration laws and bolster our border security. We need to bring back President Donald Trump's immigration policies and to finish the border wall he started. It did work then, and it will work now. This problem should be on everyone's mind because if you look carefully, these immigrants are already in your workplace, schools, and neighborhoods. You don't have any idea who they are, what they can do when little push comes to a hard shove. We must prioritize the needs of American citizens, our students, elderly, veterans, and working class, before those of incoming immigrants, especially those who are here by breaking the law of a sovereign nation. We must expose the Open Border Agenda 30 and halt its progress. Defund these organizations from receiving our taxpayers' money to destroy us and humanity at large. Remember, our voices and votes are powerful, and which use them. They can sway policy and bring about change. So let's use them to protect our home, our America. Stand up for stricter immigration laws and border security. Stand up for America's future. Stand up for a better world. Amen and amen.